We're going to take phone calls for John Parker Wilson. Tom in Boston is going to be first up. We'll get a couple of lines available if you want to jump into the conversation. 205-342-9904. 205-342-9904. John Parker Wilson, presented by Tuscaloosa Toyota, tuscaloosa.toyota.com. John Parker, I hope you're having a great day. Welcome into the game in T-Town.
Man, so good. You know, I can't believe I made it through all this snow. So it's good to be with you, man.
All right. Be honest with me, because you're driving the all-new 2019 Tundra. Is there part of you that wanted snow just to see the performance of the Tundra?
Yes, 100%. I had it all planned out. I was ready to go into work. Woke up, I was like, no snow. Okay, maybe it's going to be a little bit late. I was ready to test this baby out, and I didn't get to do it. So I know we still got chances the rest of this year, but you know, today wasn't the day to test the Tundra. You know, she just had to stay in her normal on the road deal, but I think she can handle it when the stage is set for her.
Yeah, but I was driving home last night, and that little gauge, because you and I drive the same truck, it was 63, and I'm driving home at 7:30 last night, following the radio show, and I said, "There's no way. There is no way." We're going to have snow at 63 degrees at 7:30 on the eve of Snowmageddon 2019.
Yeah, I'm with you. But you know what? We were ready for it, and I was afraid it was going to ice real bad, and then it would have been terrible. I love a good snow, but, you know, down here in the South, we're not equipped to handle the ice. So it would have shut down everything for who knows how long. I would rather not have it than be iced in for multiple days. So I was, you know, I'm fine with it. Look. James Spann, I'm with him all the way. I'm with him no matter what.
All right, so the university officially closing. Okay, university officially closing, which Nick Saban had the option of getting the day off today. Do you think he took it?
Absolutely not. No chance. I mean, if you can get in, you know, you come in. I mean, we're going to set the precautions and be very safe, but I guarantee you there's a lot of people that went into work today, just like me and you did, right? I mean,
sure.
We're here working. I know Coach Saban was in there grinding also.
Okay. All
Do
right.
you think he took a day off?
No, not a chance.
No way.
Matter of fact, I will give you a little bit of a secret. I went by the football building. I didn't stop and like go in and see, you know, like have a cup of coffee or anything. But I went by just to see. And at 12:30, I don't know what time he got there, I saw the black Mercedes right there.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was just it's Mr. Dependable. And what's he really like after a loss? Like what do you think is like he going through his mind? You got a chance to get to know him and understand the quarterback and head coach relationship. What's he like going through an evaluation mode of trying to figure out what went wrong? Or, you know, I mean, yeah, Clemson was just better that night in Santa Clara, but what do you think he's like after a loss?
Look, I think, you know, he's very outspoken about the 24-hour rule, and you move on. I think you take that and then you try to diagnose what happened, because it's very easy to forget that we did have an extremely good year this year. And a lot of guys did a lot of things with a lot of question marks coming into the season and had some injuries that any team is going to have. I think we handled it really well. It's just, you know, trying to, I don't even want to call it getting over hump, but had one bad game basically the whole year. You know, Georgia came out flat, but we're able to shake it off. And I think, you know, you take something like that and you say, okay, we're never going to let this happen again. And you learn so much during a loss, and because it uncovers everything. Sometimes when you win, you might let things slip through just because, hey, at the end of the day, we won, and that's what it's all about. But being the last game of the season, it just stings that much more. It stays with you through January, February, all the way through the kickoff. So you just take a step back and you analyze how we got there, what was good, because you can't forget everything good that happened. And you just got to stick with the process, and that's what it's all about. You go back to fundamentals. When things get tough, when things get crazy, you go back to fundamentals. That's what it's all about.
John Parker, I look at Tom Brady from amateur optics. You look at Tom Brady from a quarterback perspective. What makes him so great?
That's a good question. I think a lot of things. I think, you know, he's extremely good quarterback. He's talented. He's got a great arm. He's very accurate. That's obviously a given. But now, he's 40 years old now, so he's been able to do this at the highest level for a really long time. He's very good. I think he's a very good motivator. He knows how people around him, especially quarterback, right? You've got to have 10 other people that are doing their job exactly the right way every time if you're going to be successful. Offensive line has to block. The receivers have to run a good route to get open. And if everything doesn't happen around you, then you're not going to be successful as a quarterback. So he's found a way, along with Bill Belichick and the owner, to create a culture of, hey, go out and just do your job. That's all. You don't have to do too much. You don't have to do the job for the guy next to you. Go out, build a repeatable, sustainable product that you can do year in, year out, day in, day out, no matter if you're playing the second week of the season or you're playing in the Super Bowl. We're going to do things the same way. And they've been able to repeat that. And it sounds a lot like Alabama's process, right? Do the same thing over and over, no matter what, and you're going to be successful. And they've been able to do that better than anybody else in the NFL. I mean, they've been doing it for so long now.
But it's also kind of something that I pick up on is when he steps in that huddle, or maybe not in the huddle, but on that field when they're driving against Kansas City, it's like the other 10 guys, there is no sliver of doubt that he's not going to drive him down the field and score.
No doubt. No doubt. And, I mean, the other 10 guys in the huddle I saw a stat, some guys were 6 years old the first Super Bowl that Tom played, and the numbers are crazy. But they know, it's kind of like Michael Jordan, right? At the end of the game, ball in his hands, you know he's going to make the shot. Tom's been able to do it for so long, it almost becomes a little bit predictable about what he can do. And, you know, he's a fanatic about taking care of his body, about taking care of his mind, doing things the right way. And when you can do that, when you do it in March or April, guys get a lot of confidence in you when it comes down and the game's online. That he's been doing it 365 days a year now for 20 years. Why is this moment any different? We've prepared better now than the other team. And that's when a player, when you have a lot of confidence that you know, if we just go out and execute, we're going to get things done. And, I mean, at the end of the game against Kansas City, you knew he was going to go down and score. You know it's going to happen because they've done it so many times.
Well, we're certainly going to take a lot of phone calls. Let's start off here, and we'll take phone calls at 205-342-9904, 205-342-9904. Former Alabama quarterback, as we talk about Super Bowl and Nick Saban and all the different questions if you want to throw in, 205-342-9904. Let's start out in Boston. Not Tom Brady, but Tom in Boston. You're on with John Parker Wilson. Good afternoon, Tom.
Thanks so much for taking my call. This is great. You know, I really appreciate the show. I listen every afternoon. My wife listens every afternoon, and we really love it. And John Parker, thanks for doing all you do with Eagle Eye and everything both you guys do for the university. It's wonderful.
Yeah, definitely my pleasure. This was Ryan's idea. Open up the phone lines. I think this is going to be fun. Like every Tuesday at 5, I'm going to be on here along with Tuscaloosa Toyota. So I think this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, thanks so much. I got 2 quick quarterback questions for you. My first one is a college question, and that is, who do you think is going to have more or better stats, more yards, better stats, more passing yards? Tua at Alabama or Jalen at Oklahoma?
Oh, wow. He's trying to divide you right here. I got you.
Out of the gate, firing. I like it. I think the numbers that Tua put up last year were just the start. I mean, let's not forget, it was still his first year of being a starting quarterback. He's going to come back, have his guys, have all of his arsenal coming back, knowing the system. We know Coach Saban's going to keep a lot of things the same way. He's going to have his receivers back, a lot of the offensive line. I mean, I don't know why Tua wouldn't be the favorite to put up the most yards in the entire country. Jalen's going to a new place, new offense, new coaches. There's a lot of variables right there we don't know, but we do know a lot about Tua coming back, and he had a pretty good sophomore season. So, getting close as he did to the Heisman, I know, we just talked about that drive in the offseason, being that close to the Heisman, to the national championship. He'll be hungry from now until the end of the season next year. It's going to be fun to watch him play.
Gosh, I hope you're right. I just know that they don't play any defense up there, so I just didn't know if Jalen was going to light it up. My last question for you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My last question is pretty simple, and you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but do you think Brady's the best quarterback to ever play the game? That's the last question. And I'll hang up. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom.
I don't. Yeah, I would think Tom Brady is probably the best player to, not even the best quarterback, but the best player to play in the NFL. His records are unbelievable. The amount of Super Bowls that he's been to and won, and now being able to do it as old as he is, I think, people can be good for a year or 2 or 5 years, but man, just the career that he's put together with so many different players, with so many, Bill Belichick's been there, but a lot of different receivers, some guys, we've never heard of before they get there. I know you can make an argument for a lot of different guys, but I think in my book, he probably is the best of all time.
John Parker, who was the quarterback, being a quarterback growing up, because you've been slinging the ball around for many, many years, who was the guy that you looked up to?
Brett Favre, baby. Loved him. Named my little brother, playing him on the video game, had the Brett Favre jersey, we'd rock around town. He was the guy when I was growing up. I mean, I loved his, gunslinger and going out and getting it done. He's a great guy to emulate in the backyard, too, because it's kind of like anything goes. It was fun watching him and then, seeing him. I don't think we ever played against him, but, man, he was fun to watch.
We are taking phone calls right now for John Parker Wilson, 205-342-9904. Johnny up in Coleman, Alabama. Johnny, you're on with John Parker Wilson.
Good evening, John Parker, the home of the Britt brothers.
There you go. That's it, Coleman.
Yes, sir, buddy. Yeah, I used to come up. You owe me something, too. We'll discuss that later today.
Uh-oh.
All right. But, John Parker, I got a quarterback question. And I've often wondered this, and we're going to be talking about AJ.
Yep.
Probably one of the better quarterbacks, in my opinion, that played at Alabama and done some pretty amazing things. With your experience with college and NFL, when he since he's got in the NFL, what is the one stronghold, maybe I can use that word, that's keeping him from stepping into that starting role as a quarterback in the NFL? What's the hang-up, I guess, is what I'm trying to – what's your opinion?
In reference to AJ?
Right.
I don't know. I thought he earned his own team a couple years ago where he had a pretty good playoff run. He
right.
has always, done and I think said the right things. It's just it's tough. It's tough to find in there to get on the right team at the right time. Remember it was a couple of years ago where he was traded, but something happened with the paperwork, and he was going to be the guy. I think it was to Cleveland, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
So,
yep.
Man, there's so many, and I think AJ's a great player. I think he's going to have a chance to be a starter, and I think when he does, he's going to be a starter for a long time. He's got the arm strength. I think all the players around him really like him. They really respect him when you can tell, when he's on the different thing, TVs and interviews or whatnot. I think he's going to get a chance. And now he's been in the league long enough that he knows what it takes. It's going to be exciting to see because I think if he continues to do what he's doing, he's going to get that chance because I think he's a great quarterback. I've always admired him and what he's been able to do on the field, and I hope one day he gets that chance.
Well, and not only that, I think he's also a smart quarterback. In my opinion, that's what made him one of the elites at Alabama because he was so good in the pocket and knowing how to deliver the ball. He was smart with that football.
No, yeah, and diagnosing defenses, and they were in a pro style offense when he was there. So ask for the quarterback to do a lot of things, and but the quarterbacks don't turn over a ton in the NFL, so there's not a ton of jobs out there to go and get. And
right.
he got to stay at it because he could do it. He's got all the skills to be able to get it done.
Thank you, Johnny. We appreciate your phone call. Thank you so much from Coleman.
Hey, my
honor. Thank you. And John Parker, do you ever look at and when you look at Nick Saban, what he asked of the quarterback is much different than what he's asking now. Do you ever look now and say, man, I wish I had a chance to throw it all over the field because it really evolved when Lane Kiffin came to town and Nick Saban kind of adapted to the move in college football? Do you ever look at it and go, man, I wish I could have been in that offense where Nick Saban did open it up and maybe not be as what we label as a little bit conservative at times?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my favorite thing is these RPOs that Tua did so good this year. Nobody ran them when I was playing. We were still the 7-step drops, but the RPOs, they just always and when you're a quarterback and when you're offense, you're always trying to get the best play. You're trying to outsmart the defense. The only thing that hinders that is the play clock. So you can always change the play, but at some point you got to snap the ball. You're going to get a 5-yard penalty. Those RPOs they take that and say, okay, if we can run the ball or throw the ball based on what the defense does. The college rules are very liberal where they let the offensive line get downfield a little bit further than they do in the NFL. So that helps that a ton Tua did it so good this year. And he's so good in the pocket with his feet. He makes it look extremely easy. But I'm telling you, it's so difficult when he has that long play action ride and then he can flip his feet so quick and then deliver a strike. Jerry Jeudy, Waddle, how many times did they catch a slant this year where it just ended up being a 60-yard touchdown game just because, okay, what they do is they key a linebacker or safety, whatever. If he comes up, we're going to throw it right behind him. At the same time, if he backs up, okay, we're going to hand it off to Damian Harris and let him get 8 yards. It's the best thing that's ever happened. And hopefully we keep running because it's been pretty good for us.
All right, let's take one more quick phone call, and then we're going to throw it back to you with Tuscaloosa Toyota. Red here in Tuscaloosa. Red, you're on with John Parker Wilson.
Good evening, John Parker. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Doing great, Red. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. John Parker, when you were here, what was your most memorable game?
Oh, great question.
Yeah, I had a lot. My senior season was pretty special in what we were able to do. But for me, there's no question about it. My senior season, we had lost Auburn 6 times in a row. And it was, came in and we beat LSU. We knew we were going to the SEC championship, but still had one more thing left to do, and that was to beat Auburn. And to be able to do it like we did in Bryant-Denny Stadium on senior day, 36-0, it doesn't get any better for that in my book.
Amen, brother. Amen. That's what I was hoping to hear.
Thank you.
There you go. Roll Tide.
Thank you, Red.
Roll Tide. Thanks, sir.
Absolutely. Great question. John Parker, let me throw it back to you and talk about Tuscaloosa, Toyota, Scott Peoples, and that amazing staff.
Yeah, I want to thank Scott for having me and allowing us to do this because I think this is really fun, especially now being able to talk to people. But, we talked a little bit earlier. You can go down to Tuscaloosa Toyota down there on Skyline Boulevard. Huge lot, great people. All my family buys cars there just because of the service, the staff. It's unbelievable. I was hoping to get my 2019 Tundra out there and let it see what it could do in the snow. I know it would have dominated these Alabama streets, but so many good products down there. Check them out at tuscaloosa.youtube.com. A lot of their stuff is 0% financing. They're trying to get you in the best car, no matter what you're looking for. Folks, check them out at tuscaloosa.youtube.com.
And the Tundra that John Parker Wilson drives right now, 0% financing, 3325 Skyland Boulevard, and online at tuscaloosa.toyota.com. John Parker, we'll do it again next Tuesday. Thank you again for being a part of the show.
You got it. Roll Tide, man.